Love of the Invisibles. How Ash Found Violet. 7. Copyrighted 2015 by Nazeli Zelian. Violet wore the white strapless wedding dress that hugged her slim waist and flared down the bottom. She wore her hair up in a simple but elegant style. She did it herself, since she did not know any hairdressers in San Francisco. Besides, Ash did not want to leave her alone in any salon. Long sterling silver earrings full of sparkling crystals she wore contrasted with her jet blue-black hair. "You look stunning," he whispered at the altar. To Violet's surprise, he produced a wedding ring with white gold and a large diamond in the center, set in an intricate design. The diamond sparkled like a bright star. "This must cost a fortune," Violet thought. "I'm not without resources," came the answer, followed with the sparkle of a pair of gray eyes. The small chapel and the wedding registry were empty besides the priest and two sophisticated gentlemen that seemed to know Ash. "Who were those men?" Violet asked after the ceremony that was very brief, like the priest was doing a chore to get them wed so they could get their wedding certificate next door at the registry. "Our witnesses," he stated. "People I work with," Ash replied when he saw Violet's inquisitive gaze. "I do research for their company from time to time," he added silently. "Research?" Violet reflected. "Yes, most of it is clinical, about cognitive activities and how the human brain works. Big stuff," he sent the message casually. After the congratulatory handshakes and getting the marriage certificate, Ash and Violet had a lavish lunch at an upscale restaurant and did some more shopping for Violet. Tops and pants, sandals, hat, and sunscreen. "Warm boots and a jacket?" Violet asked when Ash placed the items in her shopping cart. "You never know where we will end up. It is better to be prepared," he stated. As Ash stood in line to pay for her shopping, Violet called Ilsen to tell her to cancel her future appointments. "Married!" Ilsen's loud voice carried through her cell phone. "You don't even date! Are you out of your mind? Who is this Ash, and does he have a last name? Oh, you can't even remember his last name? And what? You met him 2 days ago? Who are you, and what did you do with my Violet?" "Ilsen, I'm telling you that I'm fine, and I think I really like him." "You mean you're not in love with him?" Ilsen asked. She went on, and Violet knew that anyone who knew her true nature would be shocked at her spontaneous actions. Well, she barely recognized the new Violet herself, who was semi-kidnapped, or didn't she go with Ash by her own will? Married in 2 days after meeting a complete stranger, had an encounter with another handsome tyrant, and was headed God knew where. Things were really not turning up how she had expected. "Violet, you sound like someone has hypnotized you." Ilsen was not letting go of her shock as she heard how Violet went with her own will and had no idea when she was coming back. "Should I call the police?" "Oh, no, please don't," Violet reassured her receptionist. "Just take care of the business." And then she remembered about her apprentice that she was training to work for her on her days off. "Ilsen, I almost forgot about Sarah. You can keep my appointments and ask her to take care of the clients." "You would call her, yes?" "Oh, thank you. Everyone was so kind to me at the salon. I don't want to let all of you down." With this, she said her goodbyes, promising to keep in touch. "Violet," she heard Ash's voice in her head. He was picking up the bags full of clothes and shoes. "We need to go." Was that urgency that she saw in his eyes? "I'm picking up Gumper's energy in town," he said as they drove out of the shopping center. "We have to get to the Bay Area as fast as we can." "Oh no, not him again," Violet sighed. "Oh no, you're longing to see him, or oh no, you're dreading to see him," Ash thought. "I can read that thought, you know," Violet said, agitated. "We're married now. You don't have to be jealous," she said playfully. Ash smiled. I knew you would say that, but the dog has a hypnotizing effect on you when he is in close proximity with you, he mumbled to himself. We better lose his car, he declared to himself. Come, he gently ushered her out. Half an hour later, the taxi pulled into a small dock that harbored a medium-sized boat. Good man, Ash thought to himself. What was that? Violet asked. The boat, Ash answered once the taxi drove away, leaving sand particles in the air. Melzik delivered it, as I have asked him. Who? Violet asked automatically, marveling at the boat with fresh white and blue paint that sparkled from the sunlight, reflected by the waters of the waves that moved to the shore. My brother. He's a good sailor, Ash said as he helped her into the boat. He's not here, he added as Violet looked around to meet her new brother-in-law. Family, Violet thought. I could be part of a family. You will be, sweetheart, Ash said as he walked towards the bridge of the boat. Violet followed. We have to catch the tide, he thought, and went on working on to start running the boat. Where are we going? Violet asked. I thought we were only using the boat to spend the night. Not now, Ash said, fully concentrated on the mechanics of moving the boat away from the dock. But must we take a boat? Violet said, alarmed. Yes, Ash said sternly. This is the fastest way to Canada, besides flying, of course. What? Canada? Violet was alarmed. Why? Ash did not answer, and Violet saw how he was fully concentrated on steering the boat deeper into the ocean. She suddenly felt trapped. Yes, they were married, and deep inside Violet trusted Ash, but being all alone in the wide ocean made her feel vulnerable. Besides, she was starting to feel sick. Violet, he said affectionately, holding her hand, standing behind her. You're safe here. The ocean waves create enough energy to interfere anyone from tracking us. Violet tried to turn, but she felt very dizzy. I don't feel so good, she thought. The boat was on autopilot, so Ash was able to take her down to the cabin and lay her on the bed. First time on a boat? He asked gently, placing his hand on the top portion of her stomach. She felt warm energy penetrate her skin. You'll feel better soon. He caressed her hair like a mother would her child. Try to relax. I will wake you at sunset. I don't want you to miss it, he whispered. You didn't tell me why are we going to Canada, she said, already relaxing. My family is there, he said. They have been waiting for you for a long time, he whispered. Sleep. What kind of energy is this? Violet thought, touching the blouse that covered her skin. Energy of a healer, he said. Is that what you are? She asked, dazed. Yes, and so are you, he said calmly, closing the cabin door behind him. Violet fell asleep soon after. She dreamt of flying with 2 dolphins above the ocean waves with a delightful sense of weightlessness. When she opened her eyes from her sweet dreams, she noticed the sun slowly rising over the horizon. I must have slept all night, she thought. Once her senses were raised, she picked up aroma of fresh fruits, honeydew and watermelon, and, turning towards where the scent was coming, she saw to her delight a plate of good breakfast with eggs and toast. This is nice, she thought. Ash, she projected her thought. Despite the fact that sending telepathic messages was barely new to her, it was becoming a second nature, a useful tool that she wondered how she lived without all her life. You missed the sunset, Ash sent her his message. Did you have breakfast? Not yet, but thank you. It smells yummy, Violet sent him a message. Wear a jacket, directed Ash. The air is cool up here. And Violet could feel the colder air coming from above as she climbed the stairs towards the deck after she had her breakfast. Hi, sweetheart. Ash came forward with a radiant smile and gave her a short kiss on her cheek. Oh, how beautiful is the coast, Violet exclaimed as the boat was floating on calm blue waters. I've never seen so many pine trees, and the tiny islands with houses on them. Amazing! I wish you saw Seattle and the rest of the shore on the U.S. side, but this is Canada. "It's breathtaking," Violet said, holding on the railing. "I have a blanket for you if you want to sit down," Ash said, directing her to a wooden chair padded with a leather pillow. "You will be comfortable here." "Are we stopping any time soon?" Violet asked. "No, we can't," he said with regret. "I would have liked you to see Vancouver, but you don't have your passport with you, and getting a new one will take time. Besides, I would rather get you to safety." By mid-afternoon, the boat put anchor at a small dock similar to the one that they used to get on the ship. "I need to see a friend who has a vacation house a mile away. I will be gone a very short time," Ash told Violet. "Go to the kitchen. There are snacks, popcorn and such. I will see you soon." "Would I be all right? This place seems deserted," Violet was concerned. "Yes, you will be all right because no one usually comes here or lives around," he said, kissed her cheek, and went off the boat. "Stay on the boat," he commanded. Violet watched until Ash's silhouette disappeared into the pine wood, and then went to the kitchen and popped popcorn in the microwave oven. She went out to breathe the wonderfully clean, moist air. It felt so refreshing after the usual Los Angeles smog. It was so quiet that the popping sound in the small kitchen seemed to echo through the entire beach and beyond. It was good that no one lived around, since the sound disturbed the ambience of the area. Once the popcorn was ready, Violet was able to enjoy the sound of soft waves reaching the shallow shore. The wind played with the marsh, along the ocean, the swaying of peaks of the pines that made the nearby pine forest. What a difference from the busy city! She felt like she was a child again, sitting at the second-floor window enjoying the breezy days at times when Granny Miranda was out of the house. A sound out of place reached her that was not in tune with the peaceful orchestra that she was listening to in delight. She wondered what kind of animal it would be. Ash had told her that there were bears with cubs, foxes, small mammals, and birds around this area. Bears with cubs would have been a concern, but she was sure that the smell of the popcorn would not be so attractive for the bears. She smiled to herself. Where were those thoughts coming from anyway? There was no bear to be seen. But as she turned her head, she surely saw someone running towards the dock. And then she knew it was Gumper, and to her horror, he was advancing with great speed.